working with that lady and find out why she quit. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Here's another lady. She came in September of '09, and she said she'll place an order again in a couple weeks. Her son lost his job, and she's working 2 jobs. What does that tell you? She needs money. So that means she needs money. Couldn't we not show her that she can, with the amount of hours, can you imagine, she's probably having a real problem working 2 jobs. So in this business, she could work her own hours, and she can earn a lot more money, but now maybe she didn't understand how much money she can earn. Maybe she didn't get trained on the product that she was going to handle. There is some of that. Now, these are actual people that have come into Janique and left the business. Now, here's another one. She came in August of last year. She'll be placing an order in 1 or 2 days and mentioned business is slow, and she had a couple of calls from her customers. Well, she's not really doing the business. She didn't make a list of the people she was going to see. She's not out talking to people and handing out cards. Remember a couple of weeks ago we had a lady on, brand new, making a game plan of what she was going to do. And therefore, maybe this lady didn't understand what she had to do, because it looks like she wants to do it. She's still thinking placing an order, but she's not going strong. I've had a little list of all of these another type. We've even called some of the people who haven't renewed in our business. Her last order was in September of '09, and she's not very active in her business. Again, why? Here's another one. Her last order was over a year ago in January. No longer in business, only placed 1 order since she signed up in 12/08. She placed 1 order in January of the following month, which since then she hasn't placed an order. So that means that maybe there's no follow-through here. I don't know. Who's checked up on her? Somebody worked hard to get her. You wonder why they're not working hard to keep them. There's another lady, came in December of '09, may pay renewal later, doesn't order often, and isn't sure she wants to continue. Well, I wonder if her sponsor has been working with her, talking to her, trying to get her to come in and stay with the business. Here's another lady, last order in October '09, will pay renewal when she places an order, which may be never, for all we know. Another one, February of '09, will call later, pay renewal, and she thinks she might have to have surgery soon. Well, maybe, we could talk with her about what kind of surgery, what takes place, and how we could help her. Another one in May '09, does not want to renew, is disappointed with the business. That's an interesting thought, too. Another one, September '09 was the last order. She says she's too old and is not working her business. Wow, now that's something. Do you know that Chickie Downs, and I know she doesn't mind me telling her age, but she's 93, and she just sponsored 3 new people this month. So I guess age doesn't really enter in. Now, we just made that little study, and we were just wondering. Now, I wonder if you've ever made a study of the people that you brought in the business and wonder why they aren't with the business. So let's go ahead and let's go a little bit further. So what are we going to do to keep people from quitting? Yes, we've got to have a lot of motivators, goals for our people, but we need to make sure that they love what they do. How do they learn that? I'm going to have Corey come on, and Corey, as you know, works in the marketing, and Corey is going to go ahead and share with you why we feel there are some motivators that we've got to look at, and we got to, as sponsors, and look at and make sure we get this. Corey, would you like to explain? Corey, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you may go ahead.
Thank you, Phyllis. In terms of why recruits start and stop and why someone quits really rests on the idea of motivation or lack of motivation, right? Motivation is defined as the act of a goal-oriented behavior. So, if your goal is to earn more money or to have more self-esteem or whatever, there are motivating factors driving those desires. And the idea of coming into the business as a new distributor or growing your business as an established distributor, realizing those goals really depends on 2 factors. So tonight, I'd like to talk about the motivating factors that bring somebody into the business and the motivating factor that makes them stay. Knowing the difference between external and internal motivators will help us realize why many new consultants don't pursue their business. It's important to recognize the characteristics of these two motivators because they're present in all of us. They're behind every decision we make and why we make those decisions. Now, let's start with the first one. External motivation is when you're motivated by outside forces. Those external forces may be the need to earn more money, obviously. Can be money for your family, for yourself. Could be money to pay bills, get a new car, or just money to have a better life. It could be the need for recognition, for rewards, or you probably just lost your job and need a new one. That's not very uncommon in today's economy. External motivation is mostly focused on the destination, which is the end goal. Whether you're thinking of making $300 a week or attaining IED level, your motivation is to reach the end goal. External motivation, however, is short-term. Once you reach your goal, what then? Nevertheless, don't underestimate the importance of this motivating factor, because it is what brings new recruits into the business. Now, what makes them stay is internal motivation. Now, internal motivation is when you're motivated from within, something a little bit more personal than external motivation. It's your passion for the work. So examples of internal motivation are your desire to grow as an individual and as a professional. It can be self-fulfillment and self-satisfaction. Your need to feel that sense of belonging. Other examples are loving what you are doing and becoming. I had my own business for a long time, and when I had my own business, I really began to see myself and the world in a different way, where I always tried to see the opportunity in every experience I was put into. Another example is, it gives you a sense of purpose in life. Another example is love for the product or the company. In listening to past conference calls and the emails we get at the home office, many successful distributors often talk about their loyalty and appreciation to our company and the products. That's something that's a very important internal motivator for distributors. But one of the most important things is loving and enjoying the journey, where external motivation is towards the end goal. Internal motivation is in the process. Whether it's the calling, selling, promoting, or networking, you love that about the direct sales business. And so, the journey is in those daily activities. So internal motivation is, as I said, is focused in the process, and the fulfillment of that process gives you on a very personal level. In a nutshell, external motivation brings them in. Internal motivation makes them stay. One important thing to remember is that external motivation is short-term, but internal motivation is long-term, because as long as you enjoy what you're doing, it's obvious that you'll keep on doing it, right? And wouldn't it be so much better if you got paid doing what you love? I mean, we talk about that all the time. So when you wonder why your new recruit is not working in the business, or why distributors aren't recruiting as much, it's beneficial to examine what their external and internal motivators are. When you do this, I believe that you will come into the realization of what's also important to you. I do want to point out that both external and internal motivators are important in business. From a practical standpoint, success in direct sales requires that you are driven by both. The key is in having a healthy balance of both, because external motivation without the self-satisfaction of what motivates you within would make it hard to keep on keeping on when times get tough, wouldn't it? But another way to look at the relationship between these two motivators is that external motivation will encourage you to work smart. Internal motivation is what will keep you working smart, even when times get tough. We've been doing these conference calls a long time, and when I hear the enthusiasm of new distributors,